What's up everybody, it's Solo E TV, and in this video I'm actually going to be showing you how you can literally use price action and also use Elliott wave to trade, and we're going to basically be back testing everything, so make sure you stick through and watch this one all the way through. Now before we get started, I do want to let you know that I am going to be using TradingView. TradingView is probably one of the best technical analysis chart markups that you can use, just because it helps with figuring a lot more other things than using MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. So like for instance, if you are Elliott wave trader, or if you are a Wyckoff theory trader, or whatever it is, you have a lot more control with TradingView. So if you guys want to sign up with them, that information is down below as well. Other than that, guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So we're going to be looking at Bitcoin. BTC USD is going to be one of the first options we're going to basically be paying attention to, just because I love this and I just been loving how it's been moving lately, especially on how I trade, which is price action and market structure in Elliott wave. So if y'all, for instance, don't have the option to trade Bitcoin, BTC USD, use Henko Trade. Information is down below, man. Their spreads are low. Everything works out great. If you guys really want to trade Bitcoin and NASDAQ 100 US 30 with a $500 account, you can, and you will not over leverage your account, which is the huge beauty of trading those. So yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, I am looking at the 1 hour time frame, right? 1 hour time frame we're looking at to see what can we find as far as strong support levels, key levels, and all that. So right now I can tell you that we have a very strong key level right over here. So seeing that we have this key level right over here, how did I mark this up? Very simple. I look at previous data and I like to see if market's hitting this specific area more than once. If so, then I'm marking this area as a key level. So if you look closely, we had this level right here, this level right here. I'm not going to include this one, but then mainly right now this is live as far as back testing. This level right here, we have these wicks double top. So you know what I am going to tell you is that this pattern is basically what we'll call a ending diagonal pattern. So you know, with these patterns, these are beautiful patterns. I love seeing these a lot, just because this is telling me that market is tend to reverse and go the other direction. So when I get these type of patterns, I'm immediately taking a trade, right? Just because these are the patterns that we need in order for us to say, oh, this market is going down, and it is going to go down just because we have this ending diagonal. Now I'm straight naked trading this. I'm not using any indicators, moving averages, or anything like that. So I just want to show you guys how effective this can be. When you trade, you don't need indicators, y'all. So you don't always have to use the stochastic RSI. I want y'all to get away from that and realize how to actually trade without looking at everything else. So right now we have an ending diagonal. If y'all don't know what that is, watch my other video. I have a video on Elliott wave, but we have market coming down. So what I want to see is market to push down. I'm going to get in for a sell now, just because what's going on is that we have an ending diagonal. We also have strong support being very strong, resistance being very respected. So I'm going to drive these to levels. So I am initially looking to take this to this level here, as well as this level here. So let's go ahead and mark this level here. This let's do, yeah, 2 hour, 1 hour, and then we're going to go ahead and mark this level right here. We'll mark these two levels because these are my other take profit levels. So all three of these levels are my take profit levels. I'm looking to take profit just because of the simple fact that we have an ending diagonal. That's one confirmation. We have an engulfing candle. That's my main confirmation. And then we have a respecting previous structure, and that's my third confirmation. That's all I need. As long as I get 3 confirmations, I'm taking the trade. So price action is telling me we're not breaking the top. Price action is telling me we have a beautiful engulfing candle. Elliott wave is telling me we have an ending diagonal pattern. Ending diagonal patterns are usually the ones that go slant like this or like this. Those are the ones that's telling you that the market is ending. Another way for you, if you are using an indicator, that's cool, but like I said, you want to get away from it, is when you start seeing divergence, you'll usually see an ending diagonal with that and not knowing that you have that. So that's it. So let's go ahead and try to take this trade and see what we get. So right now market is going to pull back. So when we get our very initial first pullback, we're going to get our very initial first Elliott wave form, right? So when market starts to go and do what we call a retracement, that's Elliott wave being formed. Guys, you got to remember, Elliott wave is measured everywhere. It's measured off ABC patterns, right? So if you can catch an Elliott wave, you can pretty much catch the beginning of a next trend. So that's very important. That's why I use Elliott wave. So right now we have Elliott wave being formed. Now when I do Elliott wave, y'all, there's really no set in stone on how to really draw it, because you really won't know the true pattern until it really ends, and that's just one downfall maybe about it. But if you start adding up price action, market structure, and Elliott wave all in one, you're going to start realizing that, oh, you know what, okay, something's aligning, I can get in this and I can take this trade. That's how I trade everything, right? But mainly Bitcoin is what I focus on for Elliott wave. So if you look here, we got a pullback, our very first pullback. We had a little impulsive pullback. That's an A leg. This is a B leg. And then I know we're going to get a C leg. So if you, for whatever reason, let's say want to scalp this, you can. I highly recommend don't scalping it. But just to show y'all that this can work just pretty much any type of way, you want to be very careful when you're scalping. But let's just say that we did scalp this, and we would have got stopped out. Now, the reason why we got stopped out is clearly because we did not look at all of our confirmations. All we were focusing on was just one Elliott wave. I always say this all the time. When you guys look at these charts, don't just trade off of one thing. You got to add everything together. So as you see right here, we got in this trade because we added 3 confirmations, and that's all we need. So we're still in it for the win right now, right? So if we were to move this down, maybe that, oh, look, this was the actual pattern right here, and this was the pattern, A, B, C. And after that, it went down and created another impulsive leg. Did you guys know Elliott wave can help you measure the next impulsive leg to do the next reversal? So that means you can hold trades a lot longer if you wanted to. How does that work? Very simple. You draw your Fibonacci from the beginning of an impulsive wave to the end of it, which would be basically down here, and extend it out. And then any of these 2 levels that get smashed will basically be the levels that you want to take your TP to for the next reversal. So as you clearly see, if you guys were to, let's say you might have missed out on this opportunity, you could have gotten this opportunity right down here simply because of the Fibonacci. So the me telling you that is saying that, man, this works very well. So as you see, we already hit TP1, and let's see if we can smash TP2. We're still going to be in this trade just because from this bigger trade, but let's say that we did get in the trade somewhere here. You could have got it somewhere here. However, I'm not going to do it just because of the simple fact we're back testing. We're in this trade. We're not in this trade. So I'm going to be cheating if I get in this trade right now. So let's go ahead and let's wait and let's see what happens. So market is doing another pullback. Just like what I said, once it hits any of those 2 levels, you can expect a pullback. And that's basically what it's doing. And look at that. We just smashed TP1. So since we smashed TP1, I tend to like to move my stop loss to break even. Or honestly, when it's this far out, I move my stop loss to some profit. I like to move my stop loss to roughly the end of a corrective wave, which is here, and then I just like to ride it out. So we smashed TP1. If you wanted to take the trade on that, you could have. We are already making over 5K pips right now, so you know that's good. Let me just mark this area right here as our entry, original entry. Let's just keep riding it, y'all. So right now market is doing another pullback, right? So since it's doing another pullback, what we like to do is, let me go ahead, and we have a leading diagonal pattern right here, and right now we have another pattern being formed right now. So these patterns right here is basically beautiful patterns, just because these patterns are basically letting you know the market is still going to continue down. So I love these patterns. So let's just see what happens. Market did. Boom. We got an A, B, C, and then boom. So if you pay close attention, we have A, B, C, and then market is boom. Now, if we want to measure this move, let's do Fibonacci. We're taking it from the beginning of the positive to the end of the corrective, which is down here. Now look at this. TP right here and TP right here. So if you originally want to, you could pretty much say that this entire zone area is your TP from this low and from this Fibonacci. This is a whole zone TP area, right? So right now we just smashed TP2. We just smashed TP2. So now I'm moving my stop loss to TP1. Or you could take all profit. It don't matter. These type of trades we call on our signals group, which is crazy. But let's see if market stopped us out if we were to ride this trade, right? Otherwise, if you had your stop loss still over here, like I said, you can do whatever as long as your stop loss is in profit. Honestly, y'all, really don't matter. From there, that's where greed comes in, which don't go greed chasing. But if you were to, you probably would have took TP here, or even Look, took TP here. We just made 5K pips off of that move right there, literally. So let's go ahead and hop in another one. Let's actually look at NASDAQ 100 and let's see how we actually trade this one. All right, so now we're currently looking at NASDAQ 100. So let's go ahead and kind of erase everything what we were saying with Bitcoin and NASDAQ, because what I really focus on with this one is mainly price action than anything. My main goal with NASDAQ, US 30, and any indices is market structure and price action. So I tend to look for a lot of key levels when it comes to trading these type of pairs or these type of indices, just because it moves a little different than your typical crypto, right? So what we're doing is we're looking at the 2-hour time frame. I like to usually focus on the 2-hour just because it's in between the 4 and the 1 hour. My main goal is a scalper, so we're going to basically be looking at everything as a scalper essentially. But we're just going to go ahead and find key levels in the moment right now. In the moment is right now where price is at. Out the moment is drawing key levels all the way down here. We're not focusing on all the way down here. Price is not going to move that far out unless the world was to end or something crazy happen. But we're looking at key levels in the moment. Key levels in the moment is levels like this. Right? Now, why am I marking this level is because if you look, we have very strong support resistance here. Very strong support resistance here. And very strong support right here off the wicks. Right? So if you look here, we have pretty much everything aligning. Boom. We have this, and we have that. So let's go ahead and let's see what we can do to benefit this and get in these trades. So when you guys go into trading NASDAQ 100, you want to look at previous highs or previous lows, market structure. So these levels right here. Let me go ahead and yeah, we'll just stick with the line. This is what I'm looking for. I need market to break out of this, because reason why I am really confident in saying that this area is a strong area is because of the support line that we marked up right here, right? So I'm looking at market to break out. If market does not break out of this, let's say market was to do something like this, and we have a bunch of wicks hitting right here, then I'm selling all day. I'm just going to sell it, just because I can tell you right now that what it's doing is create a new high and it's just going to drop. Because what happens is when you get new structure formed, or when you get a very strong area of support or resistance form, it's got to make a very big impact. So in order for it to make a very big impact, it's got to pull first, pull back, retrace back, and then it's got to make those wicks, and then it's got to boom, drop. So think of you trying to go through a door that you can't go through, so you got to go further out just to open that door, right? So that's basically what market is doing. That's how price action is, right? So we're just going to basically kind of have both eyes open, because we have to. This is how we do as a trader. We only trade in baby money, right? So we're just looking to see what happens. Right now, market is doing nice things. So we got these wicks. So let's just say that we wanted to scalp this. Let's say we go into 30 minutes. Let's just say we want to scalp this because we see we have little wicks around this area. You guys can scalp this, right? Let's just say we took a little scalp from here to here, and boom. Let's see if we smash TP. And it looks like we are getting played with in this area, but it looks like we're trying to smash it, but it's not smashing. Oh, and then we just smashed TP. So if you pay close attention, if you were to scalp this, we just smashed it. Why did I just scalp this? I don't scalp like this with Bitcoin, but why did I scalp this? It's clearly because of all the indecision candles we had. Wicks right here, wicks right here, wicks right here. And then a beauty wick right here, but we have more body. Price action is all about momentum. So if you see wicks, more body, and less wicks, that's telling you that, oh, you should be looking for a buy or sell. Considering that the wicks were down below and the body was pretty much covering 30% or like 80% of that wick, or I'd say 80 whatever percent of that wick, I want to scalp this now. I'm gonna scalp this, and I scalped it, and it would have been a long scalp, but boom, I would have made money. However, let's go ahead and remove that, and let's look at the bigger picture. So here's the bigger picture, guys. So market, this is what market did. Market went up. It didn't create us no wicks, really. These little wicks don't count, right? It didn't create us anything, really. What it did show us is momentum, which meaning that it was basically saying that nobody was really interested in the market during this time because the candles are very small. But what happened right here is, look, we had sellers coming in. Sellers came in this area of support, right? And then what happened next is we have buyers coming in with a beautiful engulfing candle. This right here is telling me clear I'm taking this market. I'm gonna ride this all the way up. I'm riding this all the way up, right? So now what we're going to do is trail our stops manually, right? So we're just taking these to next levels. Here's a level, and these are levels. So we're basically going to take this trade all the way up here. So considering that if you were scalping, you would have pretty much made profit hands down, depending on if you're scalping on a 15-minute time frame. I'm not going to go on a 15. I don't think it will allow me to if I do it. I don't know. Sometimes the trading view throws me off a little bit with the replay when I go on a smaller time frame. But anyway, you just have to, boom, get in there right there. And then pretty much what's going to happen is when market comes to these highs, you literally move to stop loss or you take profit. Whatever you determine to do is up to you. But clearly, when you guys see a bunch of wicks, right? So let's see if we can get some more wicks. We're not getting as many wicks in this area. However, what we did get was a breakout and a retest. Now, I don't teach that because that is the most simplest thing you can find on Google for free, on YouTube for free. So I'm not going to teach that. But very simple. Elliott wave works with anything. When you catch these corrective patterns, when you catch a uptrend, and then it does a retracement, try to look for a corrective pattern because there is a corrective pattern inside there, 100%. So that being said, we had got a pattern inside here. So if you look, we got a B, C, D, E, or ABC pattern, and then boom, after that engulfing candle, it broke out on my trend line, and we could have took this all the way up. We already just hit TP1, so that's beauty. Let's see if we can keep going. So when we hit TP1, you can move your stop loss to break even or move your stop loss to half, depending on your risk management, your account size, your goals. That's really all up to you. For me, I'm gonna just move it to break even and move it to a little profit, just because if I lose this trade, I still made money. I'm not greedy. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm up $500, now I'm up $50. As long as I'm making money, at the end of the day is what matters. And as you see, we just smashed TP2. So that being said, we just pretty much just smashed TP3. I'm gonna just say TP3 was smashed. So our TPs were smashed. So we pretty much just made and caught over 300 pips with trading NASDAQ 100 by looking at Elliott wave, mainly price action though. So when you guys trade indices, you really want to focus on price action. That's more important. So let's go ahead and look at one more. We're gonna now look at a Forex pair. We're gonna probably look at one of my favorite ones, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so now we're looking at alt USD. And basically what I want to do is start marking up the chart. So I already went ahead and marked up the chart just to speed up this process. But if you guys look, I marked this area as a key level just because I seen we had a lot of rejection here, in this area, as well as right here. So basically that's perfect. And then I also decided to draw a trend line just because I see that we have a channel right here, which is a corrective wave right now. So what I really see is that we have a head and shoulders pattern at the end of the day, but just because we have it don't mean that it is it. In order for us to know that this is a true head and shoulders pattern, and if it breaks this neckline right here. However, my main focus is looking in the moment. As a scalper and an intraday trader, I'm focusing in the moment. So right now in the moment, I can tell you that we have a beautiful engulfing candle right here, right, with this long wick. So a buying opportunity would have definitely been there. However, let's just go back in a 30-minute and let's just start seeing what price is really doing, right? So right now we got a bunch of indecision. Right now we have strong moves to the upside. However, one big thing that really scares me when it comes to trading stuff like this is that this trend line that we created is an act of resistance. So just because we got this doesn't really mean anything, because it could be a fake out. So you guys really want to pay close attention to stuff like that, right? So we could still take this trade, right? If you wanted to take this trade, what I would like to do is draw my Fibonacci from the beginning of this to the end of this to figure out my next TPs. Now my next TPs would have been here. If you're scalping, this would have been a great scalp. And my final TP would have been here if you wanted to route it to here. So let's just see that. Let's say that we got in the trade, right? I'm not going to trade this, but I just want to show you that this could be effective. So it looks like, let's see. Market is playing. Boom. It looks like market just hit TP1. If you were to scalp this right now, and you could have scalped that, and then TP2 did not smash, which is all good. Now it's going the other way. But if you would have routed TP2, you would have had moved your stop loss to some profit, or at least break even, and you would have been completely fine. But if you look closely, we're basically getting a downtrend right now. So since we're getting a downtrend, what I like to do is wait on price to reverse. I'm not going to ride the downtrend because of the simple fact that I did not know it was going to go down at the time being. So I'm not going to just immediately sell it just because it's going down. Don't do that, because right when you sell it, it's going to immediately go up, and now you just lost all your money. So right now I see that market is creating a beautiful retracement. However, y'all know when it comes to Elliott wave, you're going to get more than one leg. So don't just immediately sell this. Don't immediately sell this. Draw out a trend line. Start connecting the dots. See if the dots are connecting. Let's see. Let's see if we can get an A, B, C pattern. So let's go ahead and do that. While everybody else is selling, because for whatever reason, you guys are waiting because you know patience is key, right? So we're seeing that market is still going up. Market is still going up. Market is still going up. And if you look, we have basically what we pretty much would call expanding in a way, right? Let's just see. Got it. Boom. So we're just waiting. Price is not doing anything. Market is probably dead right now. So now we just got our very first engulfing momentum candle, which is this one right here. This is what I need in order for me to take this trade. So I'm gonna draw this. Let's say we draw this from the beginning here to the end here, and let's say we decide to take this trade to either here or here. Let's say we decide to take it here or here. Let's see what happens. So market is doing a pull. So market, hold on, before we continue, market actually end up doing another corrective pattern inside a corrective pattern. So we got this right here. So we got A, B, C, as well as A, B, C. So we got A, B, C, and we got another A, B, C. This is what I'm saying. You will always get a pattern inside of a pattern. Always, right? So that's basically what it is. So market is trying to hit this TP. And I really wanted to hit this TP while we're live right now. But market is still doing a full retracement, and then boom, look at that, beautiful. So we got in the market roughly around here. Your stop loss would have been from the previous high, which is right here, and then you could have wrote this trade here. Oh, sorry, I should have pulled this out. But you could have easily wrote this trade out if you wanted to. All the way down there, boom. And we smashed TPs. Now, yes, you could have also put your stop loss just roughly from here. I always say do it a couple pips away from the previous low. If you get a double top or double bottom, just do it from the previous high or the previous low, a couple pips away from it. That works out too. But we smashed the TPs, y'all. So, you know, this goes to show that this works. We got over about 60 pips with this. This goes to show that this works with anything, y'all. So if you guys aren't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. If you want more content, subscribe. Other than that, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Your boy Solo. Peace and love. Out.